Hello, morning.
Good morning. So
Sorry, I hung up. Okay, go ahead.
I realized, so yesterday what happened, I think, is they don't list three-way
No.
calls.
I think I hung up by mistake.
Oh.
Yeah.
So the news this morning is they said they're gonna transfer me to the 11th floor, which is where the convicted murderers are.
What?
Oh yeah.
Okay. And that is because you called 911, or what is the reason?
No reason.
No reason. Now, are you gonna be together with murderers or separately? You don't know, right? Probably with murderers.
That's the whole point.
Okay. All right. So I have to actually call the lawyers right now. I put a stop to this fucking shit. I'm getting pissed. Okay. All right. Calming down here. Yesterday I hung up. I dialed the number and it's still disconnected. So if we want to try that again, we can. But
wait.
definitely.
So it says this number is disconnected?
Yes. I checked the number. This number is. I recorded it. We can try. I can try to put it back on. But if we get disconnected because of my stupidity, just call me back.
No, I trust you. It's just weird that It's weird that it gives that message. Instead of it just like being, you sure it doesn't?
It says check the number. It says check.
If they block a number, that's not the message it gives you.
Okay, let's try it, calling it again. Okay, let me just add the number.
I don't think it'll let. I don't think my phone here will let three-way calls happen. But you can.
Well, we did a three-way call with Brett, remember? And it worked.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
You and me?
Yes, Brett Fountain. Yes, we did. You called me.
I thought he was on another phone.
He was on another phone.
Anyway.
But I had to bring the three in. Yeah, I had to dial him in. I added him.
Okay.
Yeah. So do you want to try now? Can you? Okay. Before, just in case. So you're going to be transferred today to the 11th floor, which is with the murderers and whatever, all those bad guys together. Okay.
These are the convicted ones, not the ones that are going to trial. These are the convicted ones.
Okay. You know what? Can you call me back in, like, let's say half an hour or something?
Totally.
Let me just call somebody right now. Okay? Thanks.
I'll call you back. Okay. Bye.
I personally called and left voice message to head of jail at Officer Mays. I forgot the title direct line 206-477-1429 and spoke with man who picked up phone at Inmate Management Services 206-477-5138. Refused to give me his name and that he is not discussing these matters and that my info is wrong. Ref. To reason to transfer to 11th floor with convicted murderers. I spoke personally with Captain Ems. CRA 206-477-5006, who remembered me and Benchuf and said if he is being moved for infraction to the 11th floor then he will have opportunity to appeal the decision. My calls to all were to report witness retaliation by jail officials against Benchuf and putting them on notice that they have a duty to stop retaliation now that they have been put on notice. Yeah, because this lady was trying to say that I don't have a right to make a felony complaint if I'm in jail, and I tried to remind her that with hate crimes, for example, RCW 9/362.0 right, the state legislature requires law enforcement to put it into the statewide database. Well, how can law enforcement do that if they're preventing me from talking to law enforcement? And two, I did all the normal things. I filed a grievance and that took a month and a half and then they basically were like, well, we're not gonna do anything. Talk to your deck officer. It's like that's what started this whole. The deck officer told me to file agreement is a fucking merry-go-round. MHM. Man. And so so I understand I was making two different complaints. I was like, the hate crime already happened. I'm not currently being threatened another hate crime classic felony, but I'm also trying to report the classic felony kidnapping of my son, which is happening right now. And under Article 1 Section 35 of the Washington Constitution, crime victims have rights. I'm like, I have a right to make a fucking complaint. Thank you very much. But especially without getting retaliated against for it. Like, good lord. Like, I knew that when I dialed 911, the call wouldn't go out because I've tried it before and it says this number is certain. It was the only avenue of the escalation that I had left because I'd previously tried grievances. I tried the home size and I tried talking to a sergeant. I mean, there was one time that a King County sheriff deputy was in the area of the CHA where, like, we don't have access to, but I could see him walking around the commanding officer's deck and I hollered through the little hole in the door. I'm like, I want to make a complaint. So, you're required, take a complaint under RCW, 36.280.011 duty to make a complaint. And he walked off. Right. So because I tried everything else, because I tried the non-emergency numbers and those numbers are blocked, or the phone tree, the only thing left for me to do was to escalate it by trying to get the captain, to respond to me making a 911 call, and instead of the captain coming here to talk to me, the captain sends one of, goons to write me up and infract me and then punish me by sending me to the 11th floor. But hey, I wasn't on the phone. I was grabbing paper. I said just a sec. So the guy that wrote up the report that came here yesterday, first initial, a last name is Nico, RN as in Nancy, IC or A. He's the guy that came yesterday. I explained that I had multiple felonies to report, told him which ones, and he just said his captain. He didn't say what the captain's name was in his report. He makes no mention of me trying to, he just said, subject bench. You again called 911 from the phone located on 90s in Lower BS to report a hate crime and a corrupted system. Quotation mark. Can you read that report? Is it possible for you if you have it? Got you. Oh, yeah, I can read. I didn't write it very much through the entirety of what the report says. Over the last few weeks, subject Benchooth, Kurt BA number 2024-008067, has placed multiple 911. Subject, Benchooth was directed to contact his desk officer for any emergency instead of calling 911 on 11/6/2024 at 906 hours. Subject, Benchooth again called 911 from the phone located on 9 East and Lower B Tank to report a hate crime and a corrupted system. That's the end of it. And it says that the rules violated is rule number 321. Failure to follow phone rules. Rule 302. Refusing orders, and Rule 211 telephone and misuse and the app. The supervisor who approved this first initial, a last name Martin. So, I mean, no big surprise. They're gonna keep fucking with me as long as I'm in here if that's all they have to, because clearly they're tired. They're tired of me getting stuff on the record by, get the information out to law enforcement, and it really wouldn't surprise me if I have no phone access when they put me, right, because that's their next step, right, is to cut off all communication. And that's what I reminded the ombudsman woman today. I was like, she's like, why don't you just send a letter to the police? I'm like, ma'am, that requires envelopes and stamps.